And introduce the guest.
We were talking OC.
We've got an OC. He's the head coach.
I know. That's why we've been reluctant to talk. But the fans want to hear about it, so that was your OC segment. This is Kyle Long. You know who this guy is. We always say there's surprises here at Radio Row, and here's Kyle to sit down with us. So we're watching the playoffs, and we're watching the games on CBS, and all of a sudden our guy, Kyle Long, is there in like the big chair on the big show.
There needs to be a viewer discretion warning before they put my face on television.
It was awesome, dude. Congratulations.
Like, click this box if you want to see a hideous-looking man on your TV.
Well, you and Kirk Cousins were...
He was fantastic, dude.
Yes.
And obviously, I've had so many different types of quarterbacks from a personality standpoint. Kirk Cousins was like the most refined, cleaned up gentleman I've ever been around. And it was such a breath of fresh air. And you sit next to him, and I have zero notes on the desk because I'm just like ADD to the max.
That's me.
I know ball. I know what I want to talk about. Kirk, such a quarterback, meticulously drawn diagrams, notes, blah, blah, blah. And I'm like, that's why you guys get paid $300 million to play the game.
I remember when he was...
Just explain Hogue and then the other side of it with me and you, the ADD.
Yeah.
That's exactly what's going on here.
But I remember when it must have been Hard Knock. No, the quarterback show. The quarterback show,
yeah,
right?
Kirk Cousins, Marcus Mariota.
And they were filming him at his new place in Atlanta, and he was like pulling out these notebooks. Like he had notebook after notebook after notebook of all his years in the NFL that he just still keeps.
You know, it's funny that you mentioned the notebooks because I played in the Senior Bowl in 2012, which is really how the Bears saw me. And they give you a Bible when you get there. And 2012 was Kirk Cousins' Senior Bowl.
Okay.
10 years later, he saw the guy who gave him the Bible at the airport, and he said, look what I have in my bag. I still have that Bible. So it's funny that he saves books. The guy is just like
and he had
a library. He is like Indiana Jones's office. But yeah, he's a wealth of knowledge, well-spoken, and intense. Like you can tell when somebody loves football, there's that intensity about him. He has that.
So you were saying when you went to Soldier Field like a month ago, that was the first time you had gone since you were a player?
Yeah.
That had to have been a surreal experience for you with the energy of this city and where the Bears have gone and then to be there on the sidelines for this insane run they were on this year.
It was an amazing run to watch. And as a fan, I knew I had to get there. I didn't want to miss it. And as a former player, I needed closure, and I got a little bit of that being there. And it was really nice to see, bless you, another 75 in Jersey. The fans have an amazing product to cheer about. And, dude, I mean, we have a winner in Chicago now, which is, I've never been able to say that without kind of being a wise ass.
Right.
Well, and it was electric. The way the city just, you got to experience it in 18. And then it's been a huge lull. And to see that all come back and just see the whole city embrace it. It was just it was really like a really fun 6-week run there.
Yeah, and it makes me think about all of the fan bases around the National Football League and which ones have the most potential for, if they get a winner, which fan base becomes like the fan base. And Chicago, while we've had, in my opinion, the best fans, how many more people did you run into this year at the store that were wearing Bears things? Or how many bear down did you get from random people? More than ever. And it's special, but it also makes you think about Vegas could turn it around, and New England this past year, Jacksonville with Liam Cohen. We're lucky to have, there's haves and there's have-nots in the National Football League, and we have, big time.
I want to rewind back to something you just said about closure, because Bears fans got really mad at Velus Jones because he put out a tweet laughing when they lost, and I'm sitting there like, well, if I was a former player and...
Well, Velus Jones seems like a punk.
Well,
I saw that the other day, and I don't know the guy, but you're in the fucking Super Bowl and you're talking about the Bears, bro?
Yeah, right.
I'll give you my therapist's number.
Well, right. But so
he's inactive too. But all due respect.
But he's in his feelings. He got he wanted to do more in Chicago. It didn't work out.
We've all been in our feelings before. I've never been on a Super Bowl team in my feelings.
Well, that is different.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. Well, they were in a good run. Right. So he's not playing, so he's still bothered by it.
I probably should have said he's a punk, but
it's okay. It's okay. You were in your feelings.
He said,
It's like Happy
what did the guy
Gilmore
say?
is-
Get out of your field, like.
This is like the
That's
Happy
the
Gilmore.
most catty shit you can say.
This is like the Happy Gilmore scene where he's like, "Good, I hate you, beat it, leave me alone." I'm sorry, I didn't mean that.
Look, I don't know the guy. If he walked by me right now, I wouldn't be able to tell you who he was. But as a former Bear and as somebody who roots for the Bears, like, I don't want to hear any of that.
Well, but so that's what I'm getting to. Like, did you go through a period where like I hate this team?
Never, ever, ever.
Well, how come?
Because I love the Bears.
Okay.
Because I gave my body, my spirit, my soul to the city and to my teammates. And you don't get many opportunities to get things like on your headstone. But I hope that, Chicago Bear will be on mine. And
that is so cool.
I don't ever want to turn a cheek to that.
Yeah, well, I feel like that's rare. That like I no one bit of and any bone in my body of regret the way that you could have paid me more, you could have taken care of me more when I got hurt, you could have given me a bigger chance to, you came back and played, you could have done that in Chicago. You don't have that. So I mean honestly you have a good therapist.
I became a man in Chicago.
Yeah.
I was a boy when they dropped me off and Phil Emery drafted me. And if it weren't for the game and the great teammates I had, and some of the crappy teammates I had, some of the horrible years, some of the great years, it made me who I am today. And I look at the game with a unique perspective. A lot of the times you see these guys on desks, they have Hall of Fame jackets and they have multiple Super Bowl rings. I don't have either. I've seen how the hot dog's made. So it gives me a unique point of view.
So let's channel that passion you have for the Bears though right now. And you were very vocal on the bandwagon, thought they could go all the way. But let's just take this for what it is. The Bears have their head coach and quarterback combo right now. That is not something Chicago is used to having. How excited does that make you?
It's exciting, and we also almost have that insurance policy of the best offensive mind in our building is our head coach.
Yeah.
And oftentimes we see it's the cost to be a boss. When you're a good team, you lose coaches. You get attrition upstairs. Yeah. That ain't happening for our big brain. Our supercomputer's still there. Right. And when they take the field week 1, 2026, it's going to be the best version of Ben Johnson's Chicago Bears, and that's exciting.
What did you think of the handshakes between
I love it.
Ben Johnson and LaFleur and
I love it.
that rivalry getting turned up a notch?
I used to give handshakes to that, like that to Mark Potash after press conferences. I'd be like, "Use."
Yeah, I mean it's like
But, hey, by the way,
but you got-
nobody appreciates a Potsy dig like me.
Yeah.
Like, I love.
and
Mark
Potsy
Potash.
loves the poke too, so poke
So
away.
when I see these two coaches that have a clear animus with one another, I think it's the way it's supposed to be. For lack of a better term, the way God intended. And I don't want to. If you have another opinion, great. But if if you are turning on football on Sunday, putting your your adolescent child on the couch and saying, "Learn how to be a person from these people," I don't know if you're doing it right. If you're watching Ben Johnson for sportsmanship advice, like, you're doing it wrong.
Well, and it's about time, right? Like, since the Lovey days, like, the Packers obviously have had the upper hand in this rivalry for quite some time. And as a Bears fan, it was just nice to see this organization put their foot down and say, no, enough's enough. We don't like you, and we're going to beat you. And then they followed through with it.
Well, I think it's also important to take a step back and understand the context of what was happening in the NFC North this year. J.J. McCarthy, in and out health-wise, and when he was in, it was kind of a no-show. The Packers, in my opinion, they still are the team to beat in the NFC North next year. And
Wow.
I know I'm a Bear, and I love Caleb and Ben Johnson, but we are still the underdogs. I want you to understand that, because Tucker Kraft will be back,
Micah
Zach Tom will
Parsons.
be healthy, Micah Parsons will be back. That's the team that I see. But to your point, in order to win these games, you have to take what's given to you. And an opportunity was dropped in our lap for the Bears, and they took full advantage. And the trilogy was awesome this year. I look forward to another one.
Did you think they got it right at left tackle in the final game, moving Tooney out, or did you question that move?
Man, oh man. Styles make great question.
Yeah.
It depends on what you deem to be the game plan.
Interesting.
If you're going to... I don't know the answer.
Yeah.
If I've seen Joe Tooney kick out to left tackle and play like an all-pro at the drop of a hat because we needed him to in Kansas City. But I've also seen him dominate everybody at the 3 technique at the guard position. Ben obviously saw something that he thought would be a benefit. Look, I said if it's going to be a running game, all game, put Benedetta at left tackle, Tooney at left guard, keep the inside 3 continuity there, and put your big Canadian Eagle out there and just go kick somebody's ass. Throw the technique out the window. But you're playing the Rams. You may get into a shootout with Matt Stafford.
Right.
You want your best pass protectors on the field because you don't know how many 3rd and 7s you're going to have, how many 3rd and 12s you're going to have. So I'm not against the decision at all.
But you wouldn't leave him out there next year. Am I right about that?
Joe Tooney's the best guard in football.
Okay.
Yeah.
There you go. Yeah.
You can find guys to play tackle. Guards don't grow on trees.
And
Well,
that's
damn right,
interesting
baby.
you say
Let's
that
go.
because like the tackles are the highest paid. So it's just interesting that you
Well, the
say
guys that write the checks never put a fucking helmet on, Braggs.
Well, and that's why I think Tooney.
Excuse my language. Oh.
No,
You're
fire
good.
away.
But Tooney up for this Protector of the Year award. First time they've had an O-line, which is way overdue.
Yep.
And he might win it. You think he should?
I think he should win it. He turned around one of the lower performing groups in football. He was an unquestioned leader in the locker room. Was, in my opinion, the big catalyst outside of Ben to bring this offense, to give him an identity. I think having him next to Ozzie and Drew makes them better, which in turn makes Jonah better, and our right tackle, Darnell Wright. I just think you keep your great players where they're the best. I moved the tackle for a year, and that was fun, but I would have rather been a guard.
So you're sitting in our big chair, the Big Brothers Big Sisters
Love
big
Big
chair.
Brothers Big Sisters, by the way.
You know, it's our day of giving for Big Brothers Big Sisters. We've already raised over $1,000 since this show started live. 30-something minutes ago.
That's amazing. Way to go.
Thank you.
Did you have
Thank
a
Bears fans,
You got a
right?
mentor in your life that you would shout out that
Yeah.
really had a big impact on you?
Outside of my dad
Yeah.
and my brother, who obviously were everything to me. My dad's my best friend. For me, a mentor, there were so many. When I was a rookie, I was inherited by Roberto Garza, Matt Slauson, Jermon Bushrod, Eben Britton, and the list goes on.
It was an underrated O-line, by the way.
Those were my mentors. And in my first year, that group played every single snap together, and I thought that was commonplace, and it wasn't. But it gave me the opportunity to grow as a little kid with an immense physical skill set, and I had a bunch of OGs in that room. Jermon Bushrod from Virginia, very chill, very smooth. Matt Slauson was what I needed at that time in my life. He drives a Harley, he's all tatted up. Roberto Garza, from Brownsville, Texas, tough as nails, played in multiple eras of the National Football League. That was somebody that was key to have around.
What's your first memory, if you can, like when you figure out your dad's different than most other people's dads?
My dad threw a very good batting practice. Every year for Little League, 13 through high school, my dad was behind that L screen. I remember there was a lot of dads that would come and help out, and they just ran out of gas, and you could not kill my dad. He was out there every day.
That's awesome.
That's awesome.
Kyle
I love
Long,
that.
thanks for stopping by.
Thank you guys.
We appreciate it.
I love you guys. You guys have been doing awesome.
You're the
We
man,
love
Kyle.
you,
Thank you,
and we
brother.
appreciate you.
Shout out
always,
to
man.
Bricklayer Union.
All day.
I don't think anybody does Twitter better than you, by the way. You do a very good Twitter.
Thanks. Big Cat's pretty good.
He is, but
Well, and he probably just got offended by that, too.
well, no, he didn't.
No,
'cause
he's good. No, he's
he
good.
does great
Yeah,
Twitter. He
Hey,
does.
if I see you later, let's get a beer.
Let's do
All
it.
right.
Let's absolutely.
When we getting on the golf course, my man? Let's go.
I quit golf.
We didn't
Come
talk.
on, don't quit.
He's a tennis
Don't
guy,
quit.
dude.
I'm a Euro guy now.
Kyle, I'll text you.
Allie, thank you.
Thank you.
Our guy, Kyle Long.
Absolutely the best. Thanks for sitting down with us.